to, well, the end of the book, okay? In Cricket in Times Square. So this is a really famous book, and this is by George Selden. So we're gonna do 13 to the end of the book, but if you want exactly, then 13 to 15, okay? But anyway, 13 is fame. So I have to ask you, if you were Chester, would you like it? Would you like it if people stared at you? And if you had been the audience, then how would you have thought of Chester, a cricket, playing awesome music? What would you have thought of that? And if you were, and also, I wanted to ask you, excuse me, Chester's, successfulness makes the newsstand very, very, very successful, right? And they get a lot of money. Do you think that from now on that Chester will be very good luck? And also, do you like to perform? And that was just an interesting question I just thought. But anyway, I also wanted to ask you, Chester doesn't really like fame, right? If you had been Chester, would you have liked fame or not? And would you have liked to be on a schedule, or would you have just liked to do music when you loved it? And also, I wanted to ask you, if you were Chester, would you run away? And also, Chester, right? And Tucker, right? And I wanted to ask you, Tucker is surprised when Chester says that he's gonna retire. And Tucker suddenly becomes excited, right? Because maybe it's gonna be maybe it's going to be at the peak of the career, you're gonna retire, and that's a gesture, right? And then, Tucker is really, what do you think of Tucker when he begins to talk about gesture and all that? What do you think about Tucker? And also, I wanted to ask you, if you were Chester, would you run away to Connecticut, or would you still stay here but just not run away, but just not perform? And also, Chester, Tucker, and Harry Cat, they've gone a long way since the first, right? And do you think that they have learned any lessons? And also, I also want to ask you about music. And do you think that in real life, you could train a cricket to do it, to make music? And also, do you think that it will be realistic for everyone to just stop and listen? Or what do you think about that? And 15, I wanted to also talk about I wanted to ask you, Mario, if Mario had known that Chester Cricket was gonna run away, how do you think he would feel? And do you feel a little sorry for Mario that he's gonna wake up and he's gonna see Chester gone? And how do you think that Chester felt when he had to leave? And also, I also want to ask you about Mario's family, the Bellinis. Do you think that the Bellinis will be okay from now on? I think that they will be, because they had a cricket. That's special. People will be like, that's the newsstand where they had the cricket, and many people will come. And also, there's a big mystery surrounding the cricket, so many people will come to the newsstand to check it out, right? So I think that the newsstand will be famous. With the money from the newsstand, what do you think that the Bellinis are gonna do with that? And also, I wanted to ask you, if you were Chester, then what last song would you play for Mario? And also, I wanted to ask you, the bell. Chester has the bell, right? Well, do you think that the bell is the most important? If you were Chester, then would you pick the bell to remember everything by, or would you have picked something else to remember something else by? And also, what do you think happens? And I want to ask you, if you were Harry Cat and Chester, I mean not Chester, Tucker, then how would you feel? And I also want to ask you, do you think that Chester will manage to come to visit back next summer? Okay, now I want to ask you, what do you predict is going to happen next, okay? And also, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite part in these chapters, and what is your favorite part in this whole book? What was your favorite character, and how did you like this amazing book, Cricket in Times Square? And finally, I wanted to ask you, well, not ask you actually, I wanted to tell you something. It's that after this book, I think that Tucker's Countryside, another book, is actually after this. It's a series, and I hope that you also enjoy that book, even if I'm not going to do that book. But you can still enjoy the series. I think that there's like 6 more books after this book, so I'm pretty sure those are really fun. I've never read them, but they are on my reading list, okay guys? But anyway, I hope that you had a really good time with me and enjoyed Cricket in Times Square. It's an awesome book. And check out some other books in the series by George Salit. And I hope that you also have a great rest of your day, okay guys?